All right, welcome to Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. My name is Roderick Chappelle, and in this video, we're going to talk about where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself? I want to thank our engineering department for our intro. So, kick the intro. I want to thank the influence from the late great Michael Jackson. That was I Want to Rock With You. And welcome back to Plant-Based Homestead Prepper, where we make prepping fun. My name is your host, Roderick Chappelle. Remember, on Saturdays we come to you live, Jennifer and myself, at 5:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. So you don't want to miss that show. That is the only show that is scheduled. Any and everything else is always spur of the moment. You know, if we're going to go shopping, we're going to go shopping. If I feel like talking while we're driving and riding, that's what we're going to do. So, thank you for being here. So, the topic of this discussion is, where do you see yourself? And I didn't put a time frame on it because I wanted to talk about it. Where do you see yourself in 30 days, 180 days, 365 days? Where do you see yourself in 2 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself? Because I noticed that a lot of us go through life and we're just in existence. We're just going with the flow every day. Every day is just wonka, 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 and we're just moving around and we're sad. You look in people's eyes and you see just, I don't want to say death, but you see no life. And it's really because people have no direction. They don't know where they're going. They expect to be at their job in 5 years. They expect to be in the same position they're in now. And I'm going to tell you why I say they expect that, because they're not doing anything different to change the outcome of where they are. That's deep right there. I know a lot of you guys are like, no, that's not me. Because, you know, I'm working toward a goal and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Well, are you really? If you look back 5 years ago, is your life any different now than it was 5 years ago? And if the answer, this is going to be a kind of in-your-face video right here. If the answer is no, my life is not different. If you're working the same job and you're doing the same thing and you're in the same house and your walls look the same and your car is looking the same and you don't have any savings and you're not saving for something big, then what are you doing? In my opinion, like I said, it's going to be in your face. You're just in existence. What sets people apart? What makes one person do and achieve some things that some of us would consider great, while other people achieve some things that we consider mediocre? And it's okay. It is okay if you want to just stay in the same house, drive the same vehicle, do the same thing. That's okay. But don't ever catch yourself complaining about your situation if you don't change it. I'm going to say that again. Don't ever catch yourself complaining about the situation that you're in. Don't ever do it. Don't ever, never, ever do it. Because the worst thing that somebody can say about anybody is they have so much, or they had so much potential. Because we all have potential. But what are you going to do with it? So, where do you see yourself? So I'm going to share some things with you guys. And I'll give you some background on where we used to be. I'll tell you where we are, and then I'll tell you where we're going. So, 6 years ago, Jennifer and I were homeless. Homeless. That means we did not have a home to call our own. We were couch hopping, and we were room sharing, and we did that for like 4 or 5 months. I had made a really bad business decision with our life savings. I spent all of our money and I lost it. That was all on Roderick. all on me. And I told my wife then, I said, babe, if you stick with me and as long as I have breath in my body and I have 2 hands and 2 feet that I can go out and work and make a living every day, I said, babe, we won't be in this situation again. And I started to work. And I worked like stink. And I've been doing that for 5 years now. Steady, 7 days a week. Because that's a very humbling, it's not even humbling, that mess is disheartening situation to be in. When you look at your wife and her dog, and you have nowhere to call your own, and you're a man, and you feel like a failure, you feel like you not only failed your family, you feel like you failed life. It's a sucky feeling for somebody who is motivated. Now, if you're not motivated and you're like, hey, well, then, hey, we just figured it out, you know, whatever, and we just eat beans out of the can for the rest of our life. Nah, can't do that. It's not me. So fast forward, it didn't take us long either. Once I really started buckling down and I really got my stuff together. Because Jennifer always asked me, that was a little period of time where she didn't work and I was going to school full time and all that kind of crap. But, that chick has always kept a job and kept us afloat, thank goodness. But as soon as I started working hard. About a year, maybe a year and a half, we were able to close on our first house together. We bought our first car together. I'm trying to think we bought the house first, then we bought the car. I want to say we bought the house. No, I think we bought the car first. We bought the car because we had to buy a car. Because the car that we had just clunked out. It was like, it wouldn't even pass inspection. It was so bad. So we had to go buy a car, and the way we did it, we worked together, Jennifer was in a situation where we could clean her credit up a lot better and faster. So I was like, hey, this is what we're going to do. Everything that we make, we're going to dump it here. Oh my goodness, I need gas. I was like, we're going to dump it here on your credit. And by doing so, what we did, it created a, man, I just looked down, I need gas, y'all. We got Jennifer to the point where she had excellent credit. So I was like, well, this is the plan. We're going to fix your credit. You qualify, and I know from experience that one person can qualify to buy a house. And the houses that I had her looking at, because a lot of folks' taste is up here, their budget is right here, but what they should buy is down here. And we actually bought what we should buy. Got a very, very nice home for not a very lot of money. And I know that's not great English, but that's what happened. And when that happened, we something changed. Home ownership is amazing. It's remarkable, and it gets you to the point where, well, this wasn't my first. This was my first home that I bought. First home that we had bought together. But it did something for us. It put us in a whole different mindset, because when you go from not having your own place to live to having and owning your own home, which we don't own it, the bank owns it, okay? They still have the deed. We have a mortgage on it, and I can get into that kind of stuff, but I won't. I just keep it simple. And that only really took us literally from being homeless to home ownership. It took us less than 2 years. It literally took us less than 2 years. Well, I don't know. It might have been right at about 2 years. But we buckled down. And I know 2 years to a lot of people sounds like a lot and sounds like a long time, but it's not. So fast forward. That's where we were. We're currently still living in that home. And guess what we're doing now? We've been there like I think this is going on 4 years. We're looking to purchase another. That we are actively looking to purchase another home right now. We're also looking for some land. We're looking for some land to purchase for bug out purposes right now. I don't think this is going to be where we put our homestead. It might be. I don't know. It could be. Not sure. But Jennifer has a friend that and she and her husband own property out in the country. I always, say the rural areas as the country. And I asked her to talk to them and see if they would lease us, rent us, give us a little spot on their property, just so that we can have as a bug out location right now. Because we don't have one. Honestly, we do not have a bug out location. So we're looking at that. And where do I see us in the next 6 months, in the next year, in the next 5 years? I see us continuing on to, one, become totally debt free before January, or shortly after January. It might take us to January 15th, January the 30th, to be completely out of debt. And I see us constantly just saving money like crazy. And I want to instill that into you guys. Save, save, save. Go to the ant and consider her ways. What do ants do? They work like stink all summer while they can, and they store up for the winter. Because I'm telling y'all, winter is coming. Winter is coming. One of our subscribers, one of the family members, Kev H said yesterday he went to go get some gas. Gas last week was like $2.60. I think he said yesterday it was like $3.20. Yeah, I told you guys like 3-4 weeks ago the gas was going to increase. This is normally the time of year when gas goes down. I don't see it happening this year. I see gas staying the same, which means you're paying more when you should be paying less, or it's going to go up. And it's starting to trickle up. I'm about to go get some gas right now. I'll be able to report to you guys. But start saving like crazy, because that is going to be something that you're going to need to do. You're going to need some money. If you're not stocking up on food, you better start, because that's something that you're going to need. You got to have it. Because if you don't, you're going to be sad. I mean, it's the truth. It just is what it is. We don't live in the times where we can just willy-nilly go through life anymore. Things are changing. Things have changed. The climate has changed. Some people say it's the grand solar minimum. Some people that say it's global warming. Regardless of what you want to argue about, the planet is changing, and this happens from time to time. If you research the history of our planet, this happens. Scientifically has been proven that our planet changes and things happen. We go through cooler times. We go through hotter times. It just happens. It just is what it is, y'all. So, about to get some gas. Whew. Let's see here. Sorry, out of service. That's not good for me. And those that don't have this little app, you better get it. Okay. I'll post a link. Well, if you're interested in using the app, let me know, where you can spend money and get cash back on your purchases for fuel. So to close out, where do I see us? I see us in the next 5 years, completely out of debt, saving a ton of money, paying off our house, purchasing another, maybe two, and starting to build us a homestead outside of our area. All right? And I encourage you to also make sure you start setting those kind of plans. Because if you don't have a plan, you're asking for a plan of failure. All right. Thank y'all for being here. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, comment, and share. Share. Sharing is caring. Y'all do understand that, right? Sharing is caring. Catch you guys on the next one. Take care.